Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today guys I'm going to review a Hero Factory set released in 2011 as part of the second wave of this year, so the summer wave of sets dubbed Savage Planet, and today I'm going to review one of the 6 heroes, and it's going to be Nex 3.0. Nex, who first appeared in the first wave of 2011 as a 2.0 hero. And as you can see here, the canister, so the usual Hero Factory canister, nothing really new in terms of mold. This time the canister lid is going to be lime green for all the heroes instead of orange like the first wave. Notice the Lego Hero Factory logo, the Edge logo, which comes in orange because orange is one of the main color of Nex, obviously. And here you go, you have Nex in the front of the box, and on the background you can see some fangs, I guess, so which are some savage animals on the back of this jungle planet. So as recommendation, set number, name of the set, and finally a little logo which shows you that with the code V10 under the canister lid, you can play Nex in the jungle, in the Quick Crusher Jungle Edition game on the Hero Factory website, and you have to go on the Hero Pad section, and also you have to be logged with your Lego ID. Then the back of the canister, which shows you the combiner model between Nex and Stringers, you can see right there. Then you have a 1:1 picture scale of the hero core, and a little picture which shows you that you can put Nex in his canister, kind of like all the action figures characters released since the first Slicers robots back in 1998, if I'm correct. So that's all for the canister. Now let's move on to the instruction booklet, which is this one. Nothing really interesting. You have some more steps to show you how to go on this website and play the game, that you can see right there. Then you have the instruction in, I think, 9 steps. Here we go. Parts list, a little ad for the comic builder on the Hero Factory website. Then the combiner model in a bigger picture, and as you can see, we do not have the instruction for the combiner model in this instruction booklet. You have to go on the internet, on the Hero Factory website, then you go on the products page and you click on building instructions, and that's one of the 3 combiner named Combi. So you will find the combiner in this section of the website. Then you have a fight scene between Waspix and Furno 3.0, and another ad for the first Hero Factory DVD. Then once again an ad, this time for the Hero Recon Team website, which allows you to build and buy your own hero with a nice box. And then the web page. And so that said, let's move on to the set itself, and first the frame, because remember, since the 2.0, each hero, and in fact also the villains, got a new type of frames with new type of parts called skeleton parts, which are which consists of ball joints and connectors, as you can see. So nothing really to talk about for Nex. His frame is the white frame because it used 5 ball joints instead of just 3, as you can see, 2 more white there. For the rest, you can see you have some dark gray parts, which is the same as all the 3.0 heroes. In fact, in this wave, all the heroes got black and dark gray as colors for the frame, which is not that bad, in fact, in terms of design and color scheme, by the way. Notice also that this hero, unlike 3 other heroes, he got 2 hands, which is quite nice. So kind of like Furno and Bulk, this guy has 2 hands and not just one hand, with one big claw. Well, and nothing in terms of 3 colors, because we already had this feet before, this hands, and of course his green head before in his 2.0 version. So let's move on to some other parts. And first, the armor part, going to take the instruction booklet to be sure to do the right thing. So first, we're going to use this little armors, which features of course a connector right there and 2 points of connection up here. We're going to link this part like that. And once again, they are not really new in terms of colors because we already had this type of small armors in Nex 2.0. Then we're going to have some silver armors, a little taller, bigger than the previous one. We're going to link them on the sides of the legs, which will really give Nex a bulky aspect, in fact, and it's quite cool, in my opinion. Then we're going to link excuse me guys, yes. We're going to link another small armor right here. And then we're going to link a printed part because each hero, like their 2.0 counterpart, got a printed exclusive armor part. And as you can see, all the heroes in this wave will have a trans green armor, but as you can see, the print is exclusive to Nex. And as you can see, we have a saber-toothed tiger because each heroes in this new wave represent an animal, and for Nex it is a tiger, and to be more precise, a saber-toothed dragon, as you can see, with his name and the nice logo here. Really cool. Going to link this part on this arm. And now I'm going to link first the body armor, nothing really new here because we're going to first put this armor, then on these 2 points of connection, this one in orange obviously, and finally the hero core which comes in green. So it's kind of like Nex 2.0, except that Nex 2.0 got white colors instead of silver colors like this one. Now we're going to link his weapons with first this new type of mold, which is it's a new mold from this second wave of 2011, and also it's a new color because it was already released in black, white, and dark metal, if I'm correct, in other sets, but this time it comes in silver, so it's quite cool for mockers. Then we're going to link, as you can see, we have of course a bulgeon, a connector right there, and 5 points of connection here and there. Going to link a little bot's arm, then another part, a new mold from this wave, is this spike part with 3 points of connection. And we are going to do this 2 times. And if I'm correct, here we go. We have the 2 closed parts. Now I just have to link this part on this ball joint. And here we go. Finally, the last part, which is also an exclusive part to this set, it's obviously his helmet. And like I said, it represents a saber-toothed tiger, excuse me, not dagger, but tiger. So as you can see, excuse me, maybe I'm going to yes, I'm going to try something. Oh yeah, excuse me, I was white on my thing, so yeah. Here you go. And notice that this helmet is not symmetrical because, as you can see, on this side we have this little antenna and thing right there, which is not the case on the other side. So I found it quite interesting in terms of design, kind of like the first heroes, by the way. And of course, we have the 2 points of connection right there. We link this thing on his head, obviously, which look like that, by the way, if you look on the back. And here we go. Nex 3.0 is finished. So now I'm going to do a little, excuse me for that, guys, a little turnaround of this hero. I just have to maybe make a more subtle pose. And here we go. Then, of course, I will talk about the articulations and then the sum up of this review. Is Nex worth it or not? So obviously, like the 2.0 heroes, the back is quite empty. But hey, he's looking pretty good like that. Not with the empty back, but the rest of his body parts, obviously. And now the articulations. So first, the legs, quickly. So no problems on this point for the pelvis section. Then you got, well, the waist section, excuse me. Then you have the knees, which can move a little more than 90 degrees, like maybe 100 degrees, I'm not really sure, but not that much. Also, the feet also blocks quite quickly on this armor parts, but can be moved on the sides without any big problems. The same can be said, of course, for the 2 legs, so I'm not going to talk about the left leg because it's exactly the same, because the armors are put in the same way. Then we have, excuse me, the left arm, which do not have any big problems on the shoulder section. You can move this thing all the way you want. Then on the other way, for the shoulder, or for the elbow, excuse me, for the elbow, it's a little problematic because this armor will touch this one. So it, as you can see, it will block at a little less than 90 degrees. So it's a little problem for those who want good articulations on this elbow. Obviously, you can't have this one. You can have good articulation because of the big armor used right there for the claw. Then you have 2 points, well, 1 point of rotation per spike. And for the end, excuse me, it's mounted on a ball joint, so no big problems. You can move this thing the way you want. Now you have the right arm, no problem with the shoulder section. And for the elbow, excuse me, once again, it's a little more than 90 degrees, as you can see, right there. And finally, the head, well, obviously, because of the big teeth on the front, you can't really make him look down, you can make him look up on the other hand. And a little on the sides, even if with the teeth, it kind of blocks sometimes on the armor, so it's not the easiest character to move, at least for the head, but you can move the character, but it will not be as easy as some other heroes, for example. But still, it works, as you can see. And now, before I do the sum up, a little comparison between the two Nex, because like I said, Nex was first released in the first wave of 2011 as Nex 2.0, and it looked like that. If I'm correct. Here we go. So you have the two Nex, or Nexes, I don't know, side by side. And they look pretty good together, by the way. Really a nice orange color shade, which is really shiny and quite fresh. So, that said, let's move back on Nex 3.0. I'm going to maybe do a little pause with this guy, or at least try to make a quick one. Yeah, like that, it seems okay in my book. Maybe a little, I will move the hand a little on the side, and then we'll do the sum up. So, what's to like, not to like? First, the color scheme. The color scheme is quite great because except the black and dark gray, it's mostly just two colors, in fact. It's mostly silver and orange. And these two colors really looks beautiful together. I really think that the kind of dark shade of the silver plus the light shade of the orange, obviously, is really a nice mix, a nice contrast between the two colors, and so Nex looks really good. Plus the green, which looks just fine, and the fact that the green can be found on the core plus the head, and also the armor, really makes the green colors looks good in this orange and silver color scheme. So obviously a really good color scheme. If you want my opinion, really works nice. All the colors are well put together and they really mix well nice. Then you have the part selection. So in terms of part selection, Nex is not the best one because, well, we have to be honest, most of the armors were already featured in previous sets, so nothing really new. In fact, the only real new parts are this one, which is really an exclusive free color to this set, the spikes, which can be found in other sets, obviously the helmet, which is exclusive to Nex, of course, and finally the exclusive print on his printed armor parts. But apart from that, not that much, so in terms of part selection, well, it's not that good. Could have been a little better, still nice to have some silver parts and all, but well, if you have already bought Nex 2.0, you already have most of these parts in these colors, so nothing really new, but well, might still please some people for the rare parts you can find in this set, like this recolor and obviously his helmet. Then you have the construction, and once again, kind of like all the 3.0 heroes and 2.0 heroes, nothing really interesting except for the claw, which is quite nice to build, but apart from that, nothing really to talk about. Then you have the articulations, if I'm correct, these articulations, which are kind of meh, because the legs, well, the legs on the knees can just turn a little more than 90 degrees, it's not really that much. Then you have the left arm, which is quite bad on the shoulder, on the elbow, because once again, it blocks at less than 90 degrees because of this part. So, well, in terms of articulations, Nex is not, once again, the best one because of the teeth on his mask, because on his helmet, excuse me, because of the big parts right there, because of the armors here. So, yeah, not the best, can still be moved the way you want, but not that much. And finally, last point, the design of Nex 3.0. And on this one, I do not have any complaints, because for me, Nex 3.0 is quite a character that you, at first, when you look at the pictures, you don't really want him. You might want Wokka, Furno, Stormer, this type of sets, we made of bulk and stringer, but not that much Nex. But in fact, when you got Nex in your hands, he's really looking good. Because, why? Well, because first of his armors on the legs, which looks just fine. They look quite really bulky, as you can see. They really looks bulky, kind of like, well, they kind of remind me of some Space Marine, by the way, because of the way they are linked, in fact, because of the way they are attached to their parts. So the legs are bulky, then you have the torso, then you have this type of claw, which I really like personally. I really found it original in comparison to the other claws, like the one owned by Stringer or Stormer or Wokka. Plus also the fact that he is the only character to have 2 hands and 1 claw, and not just 1 hand and 1 claw, once again, kind of like Wokka, Stringer, and Stormer. So obviously, it's really a cool set, looking just fine, really good, nice use of color shell, nice use of the armor parts, and so it might not be a must-have set, but it's really a very good hero, looking just fine. And the only problem you might have with this set, or at least I can have with this set, is the articulations, which are quite poor, and also the parts selection, which is not the best one in comparison to other heroes. But apart from that, and maybe the helmet, which might not please everyone, apart from this little points, it's all good. Design is great, the overall shape is nice, and color scheme is just wonderful. So that said, that's all, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video review on Nex 3.0. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them, obviously. And that's also, if you have different opinions than mine or stuff like that, well, feel free to comment. I will read and answer your question if you have some or even your comments. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed, guys, and see you later for another video review. Bye-bye.